YouTube, what's good with y'all? It's Real. Come through another video for y'all. So look, yo, you gotta understand, bro. It's no shortcuts to the grind. When it comes to you reaching your fullest potential, you gotta understand the only way to get there, the only path to achieve the greatness that you want is through hard work, dedication, and actually putting the effort in. You put the effort and time in and consistency towards getting your goals, towards leveling up. Okay, you'll get there. But if you constantly looking for shortcuts, you constantly looking for the easier path to get to the places that you want to be, but you're not gonna get there. And even if you have uh, 1 foot in on your goals, if you have 1 foot in on the success that you want, but you didn't do it the right way, it's not gonna be the same. You must understand, bro. If you want to reach your fullest potential, you got to do it yourself. You got to do it the long way, the slow grind. And it's really not the long way. You know what I'm saying? The slow grind isn't the long way. It's called the slow grind because it takes time. But if you looking for shortcuts, if you always looking for the easier path, it's going to take longer than if you just stay disciplined, stay consistent, and taking the right steps to reaching your goals. You know what I'm saying? You got to understand, bro, it's a process. It's a process in becoming great, and it's a process of you becoming the person of the dreams that you want to have. You know what I'm saying? In order to acquire those dreams, in order to level up, you have to become that person, and you don't become that person if you cheat in the grind, if you constantly looking for shortcuts, if you constantly looking for somebody else to bail you out. You know what I'm saying? You got to learn to become that person who is knowledgeable, who is disciplined, who is consistent, because those are the key attributes that you have to have within yourself to reach that full potential of yours and get every benefit. You will reap every ounce of success if you do it that way. You know what I'm saying? You got to understand. Okay, let me give y'all an example, bro, and I'm gonna use it within my life because I'm not perfect either, bro. I'm just a messenger of my experience. I'm the messenger of the things that I've learned on my journey. So, January 1st, cool. I write down all my goals. You know what I'm saying? I have all these plans for myself. And now it's 6 months later. Okay, yes, I hit some of my goals. I hit some of my progress. Or I got some progress in some of the goals that I was striving for. But it was one specific goal that I had for myself. I didn't reach it. And we threw out the halfway year and I was like, why didn't I reach the goal that I had set for myself? I had to sit back and I had to really evaluate like my standings in my current situation. And I was like, why didn't I reach it? And I found out the conclusion to why I didn't reach it was because I didn't want to admit it, but I lacked a little bit of discipline. And in that little bit of discipline that I lacked didn't allow me to reach my goals. Because if I stayed down, if I had that discipline from day one, from January 1st, I wouldn't be having this conversation because I'd be in a totally different realm of reality. You know what I'm saying? I would have had that success if I just stayed disciplined. It wasn't a consistency thing because I was consistent. It was the discipline. You know what I'm saying? So I found out, okay, if I just did the slow grind and stop looking for ways to cheat the grind, looking for ways to get the success faster. If I switch my mindset to, okay, I got 6 months ahead of me, and that's today. If I had that mindset, it was like, okay, I got 6 months to build it slowly. You know what I'm saying? Now I'd be reaping all the benefits, but I'm not reaping all the benefits simply because I didn't have that mindset. I lacked the discipline. You know what I'm saying? I was looking for a faster route, but you gotta understand, bro. I don't know how old you is, but you might be young watching this. You might be 40 watching this. But either way, bro, you gotta understand, bro. Time moves fast, but that's not always a bad thing. Because from January 1st to now, you know what I'm saying? That's 6 months gone by. Imagine what I could have conquered in those 6 months if I just stayed disciplined. I stayed consistent in doing the right things. So you have to find out what you're lacking in and make that a strong point in your life. So if you like discipline, if you like the ability to show up for yourself and do the right things and just prioritize slow progress over fast progress, you will get so much further in wherever you're trying to reach. You will get there so much faster if you actually do it slower, if that makes sense. If you prioritize making every step the right step, meaning each step you take towards your goals, you're just getting a little bit of progress. It doesn't look like overnight success. One day you will look back and it will look like overnight success, simply because each step that you took, it was the right step. You calculated each step, and now you're in a place of abundance. You're in a place of, you know what I'm saying, your potential, bro. You reaching your potential in whatever it is that you're striving for, simply because you're doing things the right way. You're building your foundation right now. You know what I'm saying? And while you're building your foundation, bro, you want to make sure every brick is lined up perfectly. You want to make sure you have the right type of brick. You want to make sure this is how you actually want to build your empire, because each brick is a day. It symbolizes a day. So brick by brick, day by day, you got to make sure you laying it perfectly. You got to make sure that you not rushing it. You're not moving too fast, because eventually you want your empire to stand for years, for generations. And in order to have an empire that lasts, you got to build that foundation, and you can't rush it. You know what I'm saying? You got to do it slowly. You got to do it with patience. You got to do it gently. But if you always just moving too fast, you rushing, you have anxiety about things, bro, you're not gonna reap the benefits that you're looking for, simply because you lack the ability to be patient, to be disciplined, to be precise, be smooth with it. And so the number one thing I would advise you to do is change your perspective. Understand, instead of looking at the time frames of months, you know what I'm saying, or even years, bro, look at the time frames of decades. Okay, what can I do right now that in 10 years from now, I'll have a completely different life? You know what I'm saying? Like, and you have to have that perspective. So now each day, bro, if you spend, let me give y'all this example. Okay, let me give y'all this example. If I wanted to do something and I wanted to reach that goal fast. Okay, let's say you wanted to save $10,000. Okay, you want to save $10,000. It's two different types of people. The one person who wants it so fast, they're taking every risk. They're going to the gas station and buying lottery tickets. They're spending on money on things that they will think that it has a chance of giving them fast money, and that's not the way to go. But then it's another person who's like, okay, I'm gonna work this job over here. I'm gonna work on this business that could possibly bring me more money. Just doing things the slow way, and saving my money here. I'm investing my money here, and eventually it'll pile up. It'll start working for itself. See the difference in those two mindsets. One mindset is a get rich quick. The other mindset is, okay, let me build something that will eventually start playing for itself. My money will start playing for itself. Let me build something to where, let me invest in something here. Let me learn this here, so eventually I'll be able to sit back and just have my money work for itself. Those are two different mindsets, and those are two completely different results. Yes, the get rich person, they might get lucky every once in a while, but the person who stays disciplined, the person who stays consistent, the person who has a plan is going to get so much further than you, because they're built off a foundation. They're built off discipline. They're built off the attributes that are literally the definition of success. Success has the person who has success has the characteristics of success, which include discipline, patience, consistency, and ambition, and the passion to go after it. You know what I'm saying? And that person who has all those characteristics builds a foundation that has a lasting empire. But the person who has that get rich quick mindset, they're not built off no principles, no values. And that person, you don't see them with the biggest house. You don't see them with the fastest car, the rich lifestyle. You don't see them with that, because they're not the person who is capable of having that. So you got to understand that. If y'all like this video, make sure y'all like, make sure y'all comment, make sure y'all subscribe, and y'all go follow my Instagram. I'm going to see y'all tomorrow.